Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm here today with my 3 friends to help voice their puppets and videotape. Hello, I'm Manny, and my 2 friends, Megan and Space Monkey, are here today to talk about Ebola and how through science and history we can be more resilient towards the virus in the future. Space Monkey is a young monkey who grew up in Guinea. He witnessed firsthand the effects of Ebola on the community. He recently achieved his goal and became an astronaut, hence the space helmet, which is real, no matter what you people say. Megan has wanted to fly ever since she was a little girl. She got her chance flying medical supplies to Liberia to help stop the virus. She has also seen firsthand the effects of Ebola on the community. By now you probably want to meet these 2 newscasters, so without further ado, I now present Megan and Space Monkey.
I don't care that you have to use the bathroom. You'll have to hold it.
Ahem.
Oh, sorry. Hello folks, I'm Megan Pilot, and this is my co-anchor, Space Monkey. I don't care that you don't like to be called co-anchor. Now please, let me talk. Anyway, we are here to discuss Ebola, and how through science and history, we can be more resilient towards it in the future. We learned a lot from the last epidemic that started in 2014. 4 main lessons were learned to take with us going into the future. First, countries with weak health infrastructures to begin with collapse under the sudden shock of a virus like Ebola. Then, people who need health care for other diseases like malaria are not going to be able to seek it. In some cases, the number of deaths from malaria was higher than the deaths from Ebola. The severity of the virus and fear together shut down schools, businesses, and tourism, which further deepened the blow. This happened in several countries, including Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. They are located on the western coast of Africa, as you can see on the map. It is very sad watching a virus spiral out of control like it did in 2014. The second thing we learned from the 2014 outbreak is that countries must have a high level of vigilance for identified cases. They must treat every case like a national emergency. Countries like Nigeria, Senegal, and Mali had good surveillance and lab support and were able to stop the virus before it could maintain a foothold. Yes. The third lesson, all control interventions must work together. If one intervention is weak, others will be impaired. Tracing the people who are suspected of having Ebola had contact with is less effective if the contacts are left out in the community while waiting for test results. The functions of rapid case detection and rapid diagnostic confirmation are less effective if there are no facilities to isolate people who are sick. Community engagement, the fourth lesson, is the difference between Ebola and no Ebola. Contact tracing, safe burials, early reporting of symptoms, and adherence to protective measures are all reliant on a supportive and cooperative community. Health officials must respect the culture of the community to gain the support from the community. If officials ignore the community's burial traditions completely, families will be less likely to report deaths and bring bodies in for a safe burial. Quarantines will most likely be violated if people are given no incentives to comply. We learned other small lessons too. Contact tracing was the weakest of all control interventions. This problem needs to be addressed. Some contact lists in Sierra Leone only consisted of family members. I know, right? In Guinea, only about 30% of newly identified patients were on contact lists. Space Monkey, there's no reason to get that upset, but yes, it is a problem that needs to be fixed. As I said earlier, if one intervention is weak, others will be impaired. Logistical problems lower the level of cooperation and support in the community. People will not follow guidelines if efforts leave them worse off. If contacts are left quarantined without food, they will not cooperate. Logistical problems, such as the example I just gave, are compounded by poor communication methods. Some health officials in Liberia were lucky to get an hour or 2 of internet connectivity a week. Another problem was the large difference between the survival rate of foreign medical staff, 71%, and victims in affected countries, 26%. If we want to stop the virus in the future, we must give all patients the same level of treatment. We also must stop the virus from spreading to other countries. The best way to do this is for contact lists to be shared with airports. There must also be a high level of surveillance at the border. We don't want people who are sick to leave the country and spread the disease to other countries. Finally, To be more resilient towards Ebola in the future, we must carefully examine every survival case. Why did the patient survive? Where was the patient treated? Questions like those will help us to understand what was special about that circumstance and then apply that knowledge to other cases. If we are going to completely stop the virus in the future, we need to work together. The world needs to come together, fix the problems, and stop the virus. If we do all of these things, there will be no more outbreaks like the one in 2014. See you next time, folks.